There is still a lot to be worked out, but the recent NAR settlement will bring about big changes in the real estate landscape. Two of the biggest changes are that written buyer agency agreements will be mandatory now and must be signed before a showing is conducted. And the other is that cooperating compensation, which basically refers to a seller willing to have the buyer agency costs deducted from their proceeds at settlement, that will no longer be allowed to be disclosed in the MLS. So currently, this is how it works, no written agreement is required to show a property, and it is common for sellers to offer a portion of their proceeds to go to the buyer's agent, and this is disclosed in the MLS. Sellers could still offer to designate a portion of their proceeds to go to the buyer agents, but it will need to be disclosed outside the MLS. If sellers use this change as an opportunity to stop covering buyer agency costs, the full cost will fall to the buyers. Now, if the buyers have just enough money to make an offer on the home, or they just don't want to pay the buyer agency fees out of their own proceeds, they may elect to go without representation from a buyer agent. So, the issue is, among other important services, they'll be lacking the comparative market analysis from buyer agents that will help them judge if the price is fair. This is a big deal because it's going to get a whole lot more complicated. Because if the sellers do stop offering to cover buyer agency costs, I find it doubtful that they'll also drop the selling price to compensate for this. It's going to be super difficult to analyze comparable home prices if you end up with inconsistent practices among sellers, with some offering to cover the buyer commission costs and some not. And this lack of consistency as to who's doing what is going to be hard to figure out because it's not going to be disclosed publicly. So there's still a ton up in the air, but this is all something to keep in mind as this plays out.